I left when she said it meant nothing. 5 words, 1 sentence, and everything shattered. I didn't scream. I didn't ask who. I didn't demand details. Because once someone looks you in the eye and tells you the person they kissed didn't mean a thing, what's left to fight for? I walked out, and for years, I thought she never looked back, until the day I saw her at my father's funeral, standing there like she belonged, crying as if she hadn't destroyed me. And in that instant, all the silence, all the pain, all the questions I had buried deep inside came rushing back. We were together for 5 years. It wasn't perfect, far from a fairy tale, but it was solid. She was my best friend, my anchor, the only one who knew everything about me, even the things I never said out loud. She knew about my complicated relationship with my father. She knew how much it would destroy me to lose him, and she promised me, no matter what, we'd get through it together. But life doesn't always wait for you to be ready, and betrayal doesn't knock before it enters your home. It all started with a weekend she said she needed alone. I need space, she told me. I'm burnt out. I just need time to think. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She had never given me a reason not to. Until I began noticing little things, the way her phone buzzed at 2 a.m., the way her energy shifted when I entered the room, how the words "I love you" didn't come with the same ease anymore. One night, I asked her plainly, "Is there someone else?" She hesitated. That silence was all the answer I needed. She tried to lie, tried to backtrack, but I pressed her once more, calm and steady. That's when she said it. It meant nothing. No names, no explanation. Just, it meant nothing. It broke me in a way I can't fully explain. She wasn't just my girlfriend, she was my safe place. And suddenly, I had none. So, I did what felt like the only thing I could. I left. I packed a bag, moved into a friend's apartment, cut off all contact, no calls, no closure, just gone. And she never came after me, not once. So, I assumed she moved on quickly, easily, like I was just a convenience. Life moved on, kind of. I threw myself into work. I exercised more. I went to therapy, started piecing myself back together. But grief has a funny way of compounding. 6 months later, my father died. It was sudden, unexpected, no chance to say goodbye. And even though our relationship had been strained, losing him tore something open inside me, not because we were close, but because I had always thought we still had time to fix things. I didn't cry much. I stayed composed, handled the arrangements, wrote the eulogy, stood beside his casket like a soldier. Then I saw her. She was standing at the back of the service, wearing black, her eyes swollen from crying, her hands clenched so tightly it looked like she was holding herself together by sheer force. I froze. It didn't make sense. She had no reason to be there. No one had invited her. She had no connection to my father. Yet, there she was, staring at me as though I was the only thing that mattered in that room. I wanted to walk over, to scream, to demand to know why now. But I didn't. I looked away and kept pretending I didn't feel her presence like fire on the back of my neck. After the burial, the crowd thinned out. I stayed behind to help with the flowers, to breathe. That's when I saw her again, closer now, eyes full of something I couldn't name. She walked toward me slowly, as if unsure whether to cross the invisible line I had drawn. "I'm sorry," she said softly, her voice small, fragile. "I'm sorry for being here," she added. But I couldn't not come. I didn't respond. At first, I just stared at her, and that's when she broke. "I loved your dad," she whispered. "He was always kind to me, always told me I was good for you." Tears welled up in her eyes, her voice trembling. "I didn't know how to be good for you back then. I didn't know what to say, so I said the only thing that came to mind. You didn't fight for me." She flinched, almost as if the words physically hurt her. "I know," she whispered, voice raw. "And that's something I'll carry for the rest of my life." We stood there in silence, two ghosts in the aftermath of something that used to feel like home. Then, she said something I never expected. "I still have the note your dad gave me, from the first dinner we had with him." She reached into her bag and pulled out a small folded piece of paper. It was old, creased from years of being kept close, but it was intact. I unfolded it. It was his handwriting. "If you ever hurt my son, leave before he finds out." He loves to deeply to survive a betrayal. I stared at the words, then looked back at her. Why didn't you? I asked. She didn't look away. She just met my gaze and said, because I was selfish and scared. I thought maybe you'd forgive me eventually. Tears slipped down her cheeks. I know you hate me. You should. But I just needed you to know it did mean something. You meant everything. I didn't say anything then. Not until she turned to leave. Why now? I asked. She paused, the question hanging in the air between us. Because grief strips away pride. She said quietly, and I needed you to know that I never stopped loving you. I just didn't know how to love you right. She left after. That no demands, no promises, just a goodbye I hadn't expected, but maybe I needed. To anyone listening, sometimes closure doesn't come in a clean conversation. Sometimes it comes in broken moments, in rain-soaked funerals, in faces you thought you'd never see again. I don't know if I'll ever forgive her fully, but I know this. Some people leave without looking back, and some people look back too late. If you've ever been betrayed, and then left in the silence that follows, drop a comment below. Healing isn't always about reunion. Sometimes it's just about hearing the truth, even if it arrives years too late.